Welcome back. Representative Dan Newhouse represents the U.S. 4th District as the new Vice Chairman of the Energy Subcommittee for the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. Newhouse is serving his first term in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing Central Washington. The new congressman met with Pacific Northwest National Laboratory Director Michael Clues and discussed energy research. Newhouse's subcommittee oversees federal research and development programs and labs within the U.S. Department of Energy. The programs involve research into nuclear, solar, alternative fuels, and nuclear waste management. Grant County Fire District 3 is looking for volunteers to join the department. Volunteers are required to be trained as a firefighter 1, basic first aid, and wildland firefighting before going out on calls. Once the training is complete, volunteers are required to respond to a minimum of 10% of the calls at their home station and attend 2 hours of drills each month. According to Michelle Talley, the district's firefighter and recruitment and retention coordinator, training is the most important thing firefighters can do. Volunteers receive a per diem for each shift they work and are further compensated based on a points for calls system at the end of the year. Grant County Fire District 3 provides fire and life-saving services to about 16,000 people in the communities of Quincy, Winchester, Low Gap, George, Sunland Estates, Trinidad, and Crescent Bar. Anyone interested in volunteering can contact Tally at 509-787-2713. In Northwest news, the girl suffered severe brain damage nearly 15 years ago after being shaken by her biological father. Her mom says she died this week from complications stemming from that abuse. KOMO's Steve McCarran spoke to Bailey's mother about her daughter's final moments and her pursuit for justice.
This was Bailey at a week old.
Little Bailey Rose came into the world on October 28, 1999. It was the happiest day of Shannon Stiles' life.
19, very unknown of what was going to happen in the future.
3 months later, everything changed. Bailey was rushed to the hospital unconscious. Doctors determined she suffered severe head trauma and quickly suspected child abuse. Bailey's biological father, who was Shannon's boyfriend at the time, was arrested, leaving her on her own.
I was 19 years old. I had to grow up then. I had to be a mom of a disabled child. She ate through a feeding tube into her stomach. She never rolled over. She never sat up on her own.
Bailey's father eventually pleaded guilty to second-degree child assault and served about 2 years of his 46-month sentence. Bailey underwent nearly 20 surgeries and would spend the next 15 years not being able to walk, to talk, or do anything on her own. Late last month, her health started to decline rapidly. This past weekend, Shannon made the difficult decision to pull her off life support.
They let me climb in bed with her, and I just wrapped myself around her, held her hand, wrapped my knees around her knees, and let her take her last breaths. And then I laid in bed with her for an hour until after she passed.
Shannon blames Bailey's father for her daughter's death.
I'm hoping he has to pay for taking my daughter's life away.
She has nightmares about Bailey's final moments. Right now, it's tough for Shannon to be inside her Tacoma home without her angel. She realizes this is where Bailey was at peace. This is where she was happy.
I hope people remember her love of music, her love of family, her smile, her happiness.
There's a missing pet in Washington, but this isn't your typical case. Authorities are searching for a wallaby that has been missing since Friday. Her name is Bella. She was being transported to a kangaroo farm in Arlington when she got spooked and took off. KCPQ's John Hopperstad has the story.
People that once they get one, they say, oh, I didn't realize how nice they were and fun. You know?
People come from miles away to see this collection of friendly kangaroos and wallabies in Arlington.
His name is Boomer. He's a friendly boy, too.
Boomer is one of the latest additions up from a petting zoo in Maple Valley to be housed here for a few months. 6-year-old Bella also made the trip to Arlington, but never made it into this pen.
When we were moving her, she got spooked and she jumped.
A spooked Bella hopped through the woods and managed to make it across a busy Highway 530.
She didn't get hit, she tumbled. And then she went in, like I said, straight down.
Straight down a steep embankment to the Stillaguamish River. Last seen heading down the riverbank towards town and this playground, she would certainly stand out, but so far no one has spotted her. Have you, by chance, seen a missing wallaby?
No, I have not seen a missing wallaby. If I find it, I'll put it in the back of my car and bring it back. I'm not afraid of a wallaby by any means.
Bella is used to people. Ray Strom says the concern now is predators, coyotes, bear, and cougars.
There's plenty of foliage out there, and there's water. That part, it's just the predators and the stress.
So the farm workers continue to search for her, hoping at some point to have good news for the wallaby's owner, who named her petting zoo after Bella.
Oh, she's very upset. You know, this was her baby.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.